Okay guys, welcome to another Skyrim playthrough. We're going to go ahead and continue with our magical character, and I'm going to play another video. I like to listen, like I said, to videos. This guy I'm subscribed to, his name's Michael Bordinaro, and he's into real estate and various other aspects, and we'll see what we can learn. There we go.
A lot of people might be wondering, now that we're heading straight into the next Great Depression, is there anything you can actually do about it? For yourself, for your family, for your finances. A lot of people complain, Michael, where's the good news? Give us some advice, tell us what to do. Well, I don't like telling people what to do because everybody's situation is different, and also I'm not a financial advisor. But in today's video, I am going to go over some things that I think everybody should be doing right now to prepare for this disaster that has already began. And people like me, I've been preparing for this from years ago, guys, back when things were still good, because I knew that at some point in the future it wouldn't be good again. And I think that's something that a lot of millennials my age just kind of picked up, because we had to go through and see the great financial crisis and the big recession in 2008. We saw how much it took a toll on our families and people that we knew, and people's 401k accounts and things like that. And we were pretty young at the time, early 20s back then. And seeing this all unfold in real time, that was enough for me anyways to realize, what, I don't want to become a statistic like so many other people have during this problem. So let me, get my life straightened out to the point where I don't have to worry about this stuff. So I want to share a lot of these things with you guys, and a lot of it's very simple stuff that you can do. But everything we've seen recently points to the fact that we are definitely in a recession and have been in one for a while, and maybe heading into a depression. So it's going to pay off to be ready for it versus someone who isn't. And this is not a unique situation either, by the way. In fact, the US has experienced 34 recessions since 1857, and the average recession lasts about 17 months, which isn't that long, but it's long enough to really bring your finances down to a level that you never thought was possible if you're not prepared. And really, the one common theme through all of this is making sure you have enough money, guys. So if you're someone that's loaded, obviously this doesn't apply to you and you don't have to worry. But if you're not loaded and you live paycheck to paycheck, or you're trying to better your financial situation, then this is definitely for you. So the number one thing that most people need to do is you need to have 3 to 6 months worth of emergency savings. And I would say, forget about 3, focus on 6, especially in times like this. 3 might work good if you're a dual income household that makes a lot of money, and you can easily save a 3-month nest egg within a month, for example. With a combined income, then it might be okay to operate on a 3-month emergency fund. But say it takes you a year to save 6 months of emergency funds, or more than a year, then you need to be operating on a 6-month emergency fund, because it will put you too far behind if some things come up or a job loss happens or something worse, and you're going to be wishing you had that money. But here's the thing, you don't have to stop at 6 months. If you have a 6-month emergency fund and you want to keep saving, if that extra money helps you sleep at night, by all means, go ahead. Like, that's something that I do. I could stop working today and pay my bills for probably at least a couple of years and not have to worry about it. That's how far ahead of the game I like to be, because that helps me sleep at night. It helps me know that I don't have to worry about what my bills are going to be tomorrow, And one of the main reasons you want to do this, especially going into a depression/recession, is because of the potential of your income to drop or get eliminated altogether through a job loss. Like, for example, during a recession, people are unemployed on average for 6 months. So if you have just a 6-month emergency fund, you can blow through that entirely. And an emergency fund is to just get you through that time, right? Well, what if you have an emergency during the emergency, right? So that's why it might make more sense to have more than 6 months saved up, just in case something else were to come up. If you have a 6-month emergency fund that's just for paying bills and that's not for anything extra in case something breaks in your house or in case there is some kind of medical emergency, then you're definitely going to want to have more than 6 months. There's all kinds of things that happen that we talk about here on the channel regularly, even when you're not in crisis mode, guys. You might have a refrigerator that goes out, a dishwasher that goes out. Maybe you need, to fix your air conditioner in the middle of summer like this. That stuff costs a lot of money. You guys have written me some of the costs of this stuff, and it is just monumental. For a house, you could be looking at 12 grand to get a new AC unit. It can be very, very expensive. And then guess what? You're faced with having to pile on the credit card debt, get a home equity loan or a home equity line of credit, and then start borrowing yourself into oblivion to get out of it when you could have just saved the money now when times are good and you're making the money. And check this out. 44% of Americans have 3 months or more of expenses put away. And out of that 44%, only 28% can cover 6 months or more of emergency savings, guys. So that's not really that many people that are prepared. It's less than half of people really have money saved up for a serious problem. Really only a small fraction are ready for something 6 months or more. And the problem is, I know this is hard, especially if you're already being, rattled by inflation and you already are having a hard time paying the bills you already have. Saving extra might not be a possibility right now. Well, that's when you have to look at finding ways to change your life, guys. If you're in that situation, you need to find maybe a roommate if you're single. Maybe you need to get a second job or a side hustle, like a lot of these people I talk about in my videos that need to do these things in order to improve their life. It's not something you have to do forever, but it might be a temporary sacrifice you need to make for your long-term stability. Now this also affects retired people even more, okay? So if you're retired or you're close to retiring, then you need to have even more cash to cover your expenses. This is so that way you don't have to sell off your 401k or unexpectedly sell a paid off house because all of a sudden life got too expensive. Some financial experts actually recommend that retirees have up to 5 years of expenses saved in cash. That might be a little extreme for some people. I would say at least maybe 1 or 2 years if you're retired. 5 years is a lot. Because at least with 1 or 2 years saved in cash, that would definitely give you enough time to figure out what your next move is going to be. Because you don't want to be just living off of a cash savings account in retirement in case of an emergency, and then the 5 years is up, then what are you going to do? And remember, this is in addition to your 401k, this is in addition to your pension, this is in addition to your Social Security benefits. You want to have that 1 or 2 years of savings in cash ready to go in case, maybe the Social Security check stops coming. Who knows what could happen, right? Maybe your pension goes bankrupt. They cut your pension income in half. Those things have happened to people. I have seen this happen to people, guys. I've talked about it here on the channel several times in the past. So you need to be ready for stuff like that. Which kind of brings me to the next point, which is that you need to be thinking about what your plan B would be in case you do lose a job, in case you do lose your mainstream of income. Well, a lot of people are going to be looking at getting some sort of side hustle or another job. Really, you want to have some sort of side hustle with your job. And that could be anything. Because what you don't want is to just have one stream of income. When you only have one stream of income and that goes away, now it puts you in a position where you have nothing and have to scramble. Versus if you have a side hustle going the whole time, then if you do lose your mainstream of income, then you still have something going. A lot of smart people have been doing this way before this recession even came into view because they recognize that it's the smart way to live. It's the smart thing to have multiple streams of income. And it's not like you have to be some kind of baller and have like 5 or 10 streams of income. Just having 2 or maybe 3 is good. To give you an example of what this might look like, let's say you have your job, right? But then you sell items on eBay on the side and you make an extra $300 a month doing that. Okay, that's already 2 sources of income. And then one extra one that you might not be thinking about but does count. Let's say you got $100,000 in a savings account earning 5% a year right now. That's $5,000 a year that $100,000 is earning you without doing anything. So that's a passive form and another stream of income. So somebody in that position has 3 streams of income. And that extra $500 a month that that person's making between interest and selling on eBay could make the difference between needing to go into debt or taking out a home equity loan or something like that. Now, obviously, we live in the gig economy where there's lots of different ways to do a side hustle. You know, a lot of people recommend driving Uber or doing Instacart, things like that. I don't think stuff like that is very profitable. You could do it if you want to. You know, the main appeal to doing that is it's easy, right? You can just sign up, and with like 48 hours later, you can be driving Uber or Lyft or, you know, delivering Grubhub, whatever, right? But it's hard to make good money at that stuff, and it's easy for that to go from being a side gig to your full-time gig because you need to do a lot of it to make a decent amount of money. I would recommend finding a side gig or side hustle that makes you decent money but doesn't take you a lot of time and effort to do, and something that might be scalable. Like, for example, I started this YouTube channel as my side hustle when I was doing real estate, and then once I started making enough money from the YouTube channel, I actually flipped it around. Then YouTube became my full-time gig and real estate became my side hustle. But my plan was to get out of real estate altogether, so eventually I just quit doing it, you know, but I still make money from real estate every time somebody purchases a house through my referral link, which I will remind everybody is down below. In case you are looking for a buyer's agent, a seller's agent, anywhere in the United States, feel free to use my link down in the description. It's a free service I offer to you guys. I make a commission from it. It's free for you to use, and a lot of people have written me telling me how helpful it has been, so feel free to use it. But the reason I bring up that example is not just to remind people I have that as an option for them, but to show you that's a very passive way for me to make extra money that I don't have to go out and work for every day, you know? Because that real estate agent doing the transaction is going to give me a small piece of that commission for giving them the client. So you want to find stuff like that that you can do that doesn't require a lot of your time but can still net you a decent amount of money. And listen, guys, the reality is sometimes you have to grow a little bit personally. Sometimes you have to learn new skills. You know, Michael Bordenero. See, those kids over there just asked me about my YouTube channel. Told them to subscribe. Hopefully they'll learn something. Sometimes you have to learn skills, guys. Sometimes you might have to learn how to do something new, and that might be the key to having a good side hustle going on. Like, for example, 54% of Americans say that they have a side hustle today, and it ranges on how much money people make. You'd be surprised how much money people can make, okay? According to a survey from Next Insurance, I don't know why an insurance company did this survey, but anyways, it was across all age groups between 18 and 64 years old. 38% of the respondents said they started a side hustle because of economic conditions, including recession fears and slow wage growth, and the majority, 62% of them, bring in less than $1,000 a month with their extra gigs. But so what? Even if you're bringing in $500 a month, $300 a month, that is better than $0 a month, especially in times like this.
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business. Like that, let's put it online and see what happens stage.
But some people make more than that. You know, 15% of people who have a side hustle make between $1,000 and $5,000 a month. 7% make between $5,000 and $10,000 a month. And 15% make more than $10,000 a month. That is very good. I mean, that's more than most people make with their full-time job. That's how people are able to turn their side hustles into their full-time income, is by building it up to that point. And the reality is a lot of people started off doing this because they have to, not because they want to. So I recommend that you start doing it even if you don't have to, just in case you need it in the future. Now, the next thing you can do is, if you have high interest debt, pay it off ASAP. It should have already been paid off. This is something I've talked about a million times here on the channel. People getting out of debt and, you know, how bad this is for your financial health. But if you still have any form of high interest debt, you need to get rid of it, guys. And in my opinion, high interest debt right now is probably anything more than a 7% interest rate. That's already high, but anything more than that is definitely high interest debt. So you need to pay that off ASAP. And the thing is, the less debt you have, the more of your income you can now save and invest and prevent yourself from falling into your own personal financial recession. But clearly a lot of people are not listening to this type of advice because credit card debt just hit another all-time high that we talked about recently, and that's at now $1.14 trillion, like it's nothing. You know, it's literally going up by a couple $100 billion per month right now, and no one's even blinking an eye. And you got 9.1% of that debt transitioning into delinquency just recently. So that's almost 10% of it that people can't pay. And a lot of people ask, like, well, if I have this debt and I have an emergency savings, should I use the emergency savings to pay off the debt? Well, I would say it depends. If you have enough emergency savings to actually pay off the debt, you got to look at it like this. Is the interest that your emergency savings throwing off enough to cover the amount of interest you're paying on that loan? Because if it isn't, then you should definitely pay it off, all right? But if it is, and say you come out slightly ahead, then maybe it makes sense to keep the emergency savings while still paying down the debt slowly. But that's something that everybody has to decide for themselves. But definitely pay it off if your savings is not throwing off enough interest to pay off that debt. Now, there is one silver lining to us going into this depression, and that is we could be facing lower interest rates sooner than later. You know, I talked about recently how people are freaking out and wanting this emergency rate cut to come from the Fed yesterday, which luckily they haven't done yet, and maybe they won't do it at all. But eventually we are going to see lower interest rates more likely. And if you do have debt, then you can take that opportunity to refinance some of that debt when the rates go low enough. It's not going to be tomorrow. It probably won't even be next year, guys, but maybe the year after that. The problem is you should already be out of that debt by then. But if for some reason you still have it, then take the opportunity to refinance that car loan, or maybe refinance your mortgage if you can actually get a better rate. Don't do it because you need money. Don't do a cash out refinance. Do it because you're going to save money on your monthly payment. That's the only reason you should refinance anything, by the way. So I want to make that crystal clear. If you're not saving money by refinancing whatever type of debt you have, then it's not worth doing. It's that simple. You need to be lowering your monthly payment. If that's not happening with a refinance, don't do the refinance. In fact, the reason I bring this up also is a couple of different reasons. Because number one, mortgage rates just hit their lowest level in more than a year. Okay, so right now the 30-year mortgage is sitting at around 6.47%. It's still really high, but it has come down quite a bit from its 7% range. But the thing is, if you got a mortgage at 7 or 7.5%, it's probably not going to be worth it to refinance now at 6.47%. And unfortunately, a lot of people are doing this. They're talking about how refinance applications are surging. Well, I'll bet you a lot of those people are doing what's called a cash out refinance and are taking money from the house to pay all these bills that we're talking about here. They're not doing it because it's lowering their monthly payment. They're doing it because their house is earning more of a yearly income than they are. So they're using that money to pay for their life. But eventually that catches up with people, and that's how they lose their homes. And here's the other thing to not fall for, guys. Just because mortgage rates came down doesn't mean you should rush into the housing market and buy. You have to understand that the reason that mortgage rates are coming down is because the jobs market has slowed down tremendously, almost to a standstill. At the same time, all of these lenders are anticipating a Fed rate cut coming very soon in September. So that's why you're seeing the mortgage rates come down, because they're already anticipating the rates coming down from the Federal Reserve. But that's actually a bad thing, because that means our economy is going into this depression that we keep talking about here. So do you really want to be the one on the hook buying into a time when, you know, we're looking at a lot of financial instability? Probably not. But hey, you do whatever you want. Like literally people are rushing in to take this money out of their houses like crazy, guys. You have 42% of recent mortgage applications being for refinances. That's almost half. So that just goes to show you how desperate people are for money, because they don't have the emergency fund. They don't have any money saved for the emergencies that they're facing with their increased cost of living crisis right now. So what do they have to do? They have to borrow money against their house. and use that as a piggy bank. Now I want to throw another segment in this video with a few of your comments. Like I said, my wife Lizzie, she's been screenshotting some of your comments, and there's some things that are relevant to things I'm talking about here, and I want to bring them up. So one of them is, when rates drop, are banks going to give out loans like they used to? Even if they do, I would imagine that people wouldn't be able to get as big of a loan as they did back in 2022. What do you think? Well, that is a fantastic question, and what history tells us is that's exactly how it works. When interest rates start to drop, lenders also start scrutinizing who they lend to much more. It's going to be much harder to get a loan if you already have a bunch of other debt and your credit score is not that good. So all these things that I'm telling you to do here in this video, add up to having a good credit score, add up to making sure you have a good debt to income ratio, because you make a lot more money than you owe and a lot more money than your monthly bills are. That's how you end up getting to a point where you can still get a loan when a lot of other people can't. And lenders have already been pulling back on how much and who they're willing to borrow to over the past couple of years, but you can guarantee that they will be tightening up that belt even further once the whole recession becomes official and rates start coming down. This guy goes, "You never talk about medical expenses." Well, actually I do, but maybe you just don't listen or you don't watch all my videos, but I have talked about it before. But anyhow, he goes, "I got a $400 medical bill for a blood draw, $450 for breeding medication, and the medical BS is causing middle-class Americans to lose everything. By the way, pharmaceutical companies made $4.1 trillion last year. I thought globalization would fix things, but they remain a monopoly, no free market for Canada and Germany, and more to compete." So here's where the emergency fund comes in, right? If you have money saved, or you have another stream of income besides your Social Security check and your 401k, then you'll probably be able to afford those big medical expenses, even though they suck, and even though you're getting ripped off by these insurance companies, you have no choice but to pay. Otherwise, you're going to go to collections. They're going to start putting liens on things that you own. Nobody wants that. So you're kind of forced into paying this stuff, like the mafia, guys. People who follow what I'm saying in this video likely won't be facing these problems to begin with, and when it does come up, they'll be able to afford it, is the idea. And this last one I want to read to you guys to show you just how bad inflation has gotten and just how much the average person's expenses have gone up, which just reinforces why you need to do everything I said in this video. My name is Jeff. I really enjoy your channel. Thank you, Jeff and your wife. They're both retired law enforcement. They live here in California. They did an experiment and kept all their receipts for a year, including eating out, groceries, and incidentals. They did this from November 2022 to November 2023. Our overall increase in the exact same lifestyle purchases came out to a 32% increase. We didn't eat more, didn't increase entertainment. It is absolutely insane. Retirees are really feeling this economy right now. We just received a little over a 2% average cost of living to offset this crazy inflation. It is not working. We can't afford to stay in California and plan to move out by the end of the year. Thank you for what you do and keep it up. Well, you're very welcome, Jeff. I'm sorry to hear this is happening to you and your wife, and obviously California is extremely expensive, probably one of the most expensive states in the country. And I don't blame you for moving out. That's probably one of the best things you can probably do to save your financial future at this point. But that just goes to show you guys, can you afford your expenses to go up by 32% right now? Well, they likely already have, and there's a chance it may continue to go up, especially once the Fed starts lowering rates. That's the other thing everybody needs to think about. Them lowering rates, especially prematurely, before inflation has really gone down, that's it. It's going to be game over. That means inflation will continue to go up more than anybody expected, and it's going to be a huge problem. You could easily see your cost of living go up another 32% over the next 3 or 4 years if they start cutting rates prematurely, which it looks like they might be doing. So yet again, just another reason of why you need that side gig, guys, why you need to have extra streams of income, why you need to be out of debt, why you need to have extra money saved for emergencies. These are not rocket science ideas. And one bonus one I'll throw in there, if you do have some extra money to save and invest, I highly recommend having some of that in physical gold and silver. Buy a couple ounces of each if you can afford it, because that will preserve the purchasing power of some of that money as the government continues to inflate away the value of the dollar. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you don't want to wait for my next video to come out, check out this one on the screen right over here. And I'll see you in the next one.
Gotcha. Yeah, Michael's a great guy. I've been listening to his stuff for a while, and I agree with everything he says. Unfortunately, I don't have any money, and I do have some ideas on how to make extra money, but so far it's not manifested just yet. But I'm in a position to do it. I just need to be able to survive, and you know, that 600. It was like $600 to have my cat looked at. I have like 6 cats. One I had to put out again because even though he had an eye issue, he wasn't, you know, being very civilized. So, you know, he kept attacking the other cats. I'm getting lucky with this one. Right there. Almost. Oh. Yeah, if I had more money to play around with, but the thing is, I already have my own personal idea on how to do this. I just, you know, after they put me in jail, it kind of screwed everything up for me, and I really didn't like it. But you know,
behind you.
That's what happens
I am at your command.
when things happen. You know, this war that people like. Spirit and Physical, she talks about how she's getting attacked energetically. There's a lot of TIs or targeted individuals out there that have had shitty lives with shitty, abusive, narcissistic people. The people in my life were abusive and narcissistic, but most of them were like that by nature, unfortunately. And the thing is, all this is part of a design that is there to make your soul stronger. But what happens is some very bad beings that are putting their need to be in control over the need of the community or the need of the individual soul, you know. So it's like you place an order and they purposely screw up your order just to fuck with you and throw you off base. That's basically it right there. Should be a Spriggan out here. That was, oh yeah, that's a big one. That's an ice wolf, I think. Yeah, ice wolves are like dire wolves. They're terrible. Now, around here, there's a Spriggan. Will probably kill me. Somewhere around. Oh, never mind. I got her. It was just a little grove. Alright, let's save this. Let's get another video on there. Yeah, it's just, you have to understand, some of us, we've had such screwed up lives, we're so abused and traumatized, it takes years to get over it. You know, I was never a good investor in anything. I earned my education. I didn't prosper. I couldn't get paid for what I knew. It wasn't worth anything to anybody. It's, you know, these companies are run by people that they just want to train you, and they will not negotiate wage. They will not negotiate wage with you. I've been a slave my entire life. And some of these people, they haven't. They're bosses, they're mini bosses. But the good thing is that if you do get that money, you do learn how to invest, you can get somewhere. The bad thing is, if you get that money...
Did you know this about...
Oops.
One thing a lot of people...
Thumbs up him. You do get that money, you know how to invest it, you should be a lot better off. But the thing is, the way things are going, I mean, honestly, it looks like everything is just going to shit. And at multiple levels, not just people's personalities. Smugalana's funny, but with her, it's very visible. I already did her. Black Earth Productions. Traitor! Holy shit. I forgot, he's got a lot of music that could be copyright infringement there. Oh, Big Ward. If it ain't
Good
about
evening.
money, ignore it. Big Ward, the genius. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead. And what else we got? I'd rather die than work 9 to 5. We'll listen to that guy next. It's like, ever since I was able to work, I work. You know? The thing is, there's a difference between you working for money and your money working for you. That's the difference. An investor, people that make money on stocks and things like that, they're getting their money to work for them, so that they are not working for money, and that's why they're free to enjoy life in a different way. But anyway, here's Big Ward, the genius. I love this man. If this man was my daddy, I would be so fucking strong, independent, and absolutely fucking perfect, as far as I'm concerned. Big Daddy Ward. Anyway, let's go.
Good evening. Good evening. Today is still Saturday, August 10th, 2024. Back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Check your notifications. See if they turned on. Check my page. See if I dropped a video that you wasn't notified about. We gonna fight back. You got the right one, baby. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in for another episode. Live tonight, 7:30. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, your uncle, cousin, brother, sister, whoever. Tell everybody. Big War is live tonight, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And through the grace of God, the Lord's will, and the street don't rise, I hope to see every one of y'all there. Thank you. Now, I was listening. I just left the gym, right? I was listening to a song by T.I., Young Thug, and some other folks. It's called If It Ain't About the Money. If it ain't about the money, it goes a little something like this. If it ain't about the money, you can miss me with it. I'm not concerned if it ain't about the money. If whatever you talking about ain't about money, I don't hear you. Why are you talking to me if you ain't talking about money? Now, y'all might say, well, Big Ward, that's kind of superficial, ain't it? That blah, 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 blah. You know you. Money the root of all evil, Big Ward. No, Big Ward, I got to unsubscribe.
Okay, I got to pause it because Meridia just goes on and on and on and on. And once you take the fucking beacon. God, I hate her fucking beacon. I really do. It's just a bitch.
Hear me and obey. A foul darkness has seeped into my temple. A darkness that you will destroy. Return my beacon to Mount Kilcreath, and I will make you the instrument of my cleansing light.
Break of dawn. That's a powerful wizard, that son of a bitch. Without Fireball, I ain't gonna do nothing. Fireball on a lot more levels than I have now. And I'm just playing on normal, I think. I think I just set it to normal, right? Apprentice. Okay, slightly above normal. Alright, let's put Big Ward back on. He's too cool.
I can't follow you on that, Big Ward. I have to stop watching you, man. You too, whatever you call it. Whatever the word is, fill in the blank. I'm too something. If it ain't about the money, now, here's where y'all may be confused. Money ain't just financial, paper, currency. When I say money, if it ain't about the money, don't listen to what these people got to say about you. Their opinion of you don't matter. What they want to talk to you about don't matter. Hey, come here, let me talk to you. Big Ward, let me holler at you for a minute, y'all folks. Whatever your name, Louie, Johnny, Sally. Sally, come here, let me talk to you. And then you ever had that happen to you, and you get over there and it be just a waste of time. Them folks that wasted 30 minutes of your life talking about bull. Telling you about something that don't make no sense to you and nobody else. Talking about gossip. Did you hear about what happened on, did you hear about Project 2025? Did you hear about this? Have you ever had that happen to you?
Oh, did I come
Somebody
back
call
around?
you over, call you on the phone,
did.
come by your house unannounced, or ask can they come talk to you, I need to talk to you about something, and then when they get to talking,
went the wrong way.
Cause you a serious person. If you watching me, you serious. You trying to figure something out here. People that follow me are people that are trying to figure some things out. People that follow a guy like me aren't your average people. Y'all are not regular people. Even if you have a regular life right now, you may not be where you want to be. You may not have the money you want to have. But to be able to follow a guy like me, you're not a regular person. Regular people can't rock with me. They can't stomach me. So if you following me, you're not regular. If you was wondering, am I regular? Am I average? Am I going to always be like, am I an average person? Am I just a regular person? Am I always going to be like where I am? Is my life going to always be like this? If you're following me, no. You're not.
Oh shit!
You're not average.
I'm not
You're
damaging
not
him.
You're not
Oh
normal.
fuck!
You're not like everybody else.
Oh
You're
boy!
different. In case you didn't know, now you know. You different.
Run, Lydia, run!
You probably the type of person that don't fit in with everybody.
Run,
And if
Lydia!
you are the type of person that fit in with everybody, you one of the ones in my
Run,
comment
Lydia!
section
You're gonna
popping off
wind up dying.
with that dumb crap. If you
I
get
thought I
me,
did more
if
damage.
you understand me and what I'm talking about, where I'm coming from, you different people. Birds of a feather flock together. So the same way I'm a person that overcame a lot of obstacles, if you're the type of person that's rocking with me and get where I'm coming from, you're going to overcome a lot of obstacles too. If you ain't there yet, you will be, because I wasn't there at one time either. The type of person I am, that's what it took to get me where I am, and if you rocking with me, that's the type of person you will be. Your time coming. So, you the type of person people calling, wasting your time, talking about bullshit. So when I say, if it ain't about the money, ignore these folks. And I ain't talking about just financial. If they ain't talking about something that's gonna benefit you, anything that'll benefit you, it ain't gotta be money, or like currency. It could be information, ideas, connection, people. Go over here. This job hiring. That lady know this. This guy can help you lose weight. That guy can help fix your car. That guy can work on the roof on your house. Whatever. Something that's going to benefit your life, make your life better. That's money. Not just $20.
Hopefully Lydia will return.
For those of you that don't want to grasp certain things.
I thought I was going to be able to kill the giant
That's money.
easier, but I guess not.
I ain't talking about just that. Not just that. Ideas. Help. Encouragement. Motivation. A kind word. Anything that can help your life improve is money. You might see guys, if you're familiar with guys that do push-ups, a lot of them calisthenic dudes that be real. And they do a lot of push-ups and pull-up, whatever they call it, that's good money. That's good money. Or set, when you work out in the gym, you got guys that work out, you know, do a lot of sets and reps.
Saved by the Wawas.
Yeah, get that money. That's good money. Good money. Money ain't just what I just showed you, currency, a physical currency. Money is anything that can benefit your life. If somebody's talking to you, and it ain't about the money, get them away from you. That includes me. If I ain't talking to you about money, when I say money, because I'm trying to help you, I ain't giving you financial cash, but I'm giving you money every day. So, this is what I live by. Long gone are the days when I sat up under the tree with the fellas talking about who got a nice ass. Who got that good top? Don't come talking to me about no women unless it's some information, you know, like y'all can. Y'all actually searching to help you. But as far as just me and the fella, I ain't sitting around with the fella talking about no women. I ain't sitting around with the fella talking about this woman I want. If you talking to Big Ward, my conversation from the time you start talking to me until the conversation is over is gonna be about money. Because Big Ward been wasted too many years already, along with a lot of y'all, have wasted too many years already talking about some bullshit, with some bullshit ass people.
See, my destruction's going
Big
up.
Ward has wasted too many years of his life concerned about the opinions of people who weren't talking about no money.
Nice.
People put me down.
I wonder
That's why y'all
if
be talking
Lydia's
crazy
still
about me
alive.
now. I might pop off just because I like to get smart with folks. I like to jank. That's the only way I respond to a hater. Not out of they bothering me. Don't let them get to you, Big Ward. Y'all always say that, and I appreciate y'all for being concerned. But I'm not letting them get to me. When I say something about them, I like to jank. I like to jank. We used to jank for fun. I done had a couple of fights because of janking. Because a dude will start janking me, I get the best of him, he want to fight, and I have to knock him out. Because we were janking. So I don't really jank much no more. But now, on this platform, I got the trolls coming at me. Now I can jank again, so I'll be janking the trolls. They don't get to me. But overall, anybody that ain't talking to me about no money, I ain't concerned about what you talking about. Y'all talking about I'm preaching doom and gloom and negativity. Nah, I'm talking about reality. But I'm one of the most positive people on the planet when it comes to doing positive things. I'm not gonna blow no. I'm not Pollyanna.
You almost got me.
Every day is a beautiful ray of sunshine. I'm so happy. Good morning, boys and girls. Mr. Rogers type crap. I'm not on that. When time is good, I'm gonna say time is good. When time is bad, I'm gonna say time is bad. I'm not one of them people that when times are bad, I'm gonna still tell you they're good, like the Democrats. I'm not gonna do that. When shit screwed up, the war gonna take you. In other words, you gonna know. This war gonna give it to me straight.
Oh shit.
If nothing else, for you people that don't like what I'm saying, you need to know whether you like what I'm saying or not, I'm giving it to you straight. I'm not asking for your vote. I'm not asking you to pay tithes. I'm not asking for a donation. So I have no reason to blow smoke up your ass. Unless you're a woman, then we talk about something a little different, you know. Depends on what she into. I don't smoke. She might want some little blow. Anyway, if it ain't about the money, don't sit around wasting your time talking to people that probably don't even like you. Just like me, except I know.
Destruction's going up.
A lot of y'all don't know.
Thing.
The majority of people you in the vicinity of, that you hang out with, that you rock with, that you hang with, that you love, the majority of people that you dealing with don't like you. And a lot of y'all have no idea. That was a hard lesson. That was one of the hardest lessons for me to learn. That people that I love, people that I hang with, people that I rock with, people that I look up to, admire, hated me. And the bad part wasn't that they hated me. The bad part was that they pretended that they liked me. That's what I hate. That's why I hate the Democrats, and I don't hate Trump. Because no matter how Trump feel about you, you know how he feels. Y'all say he was a racist, whatever. Whatever he feels, you gonna know it. I can rock with somebody like that. I grew up around people that were stabbed in the back, damn near killed by people that I thought liked me. Them the people I despise.
How dare
Not someone that's a straight shooter that tell you, hey man, I don't like you. That's the type of person I am. I was getting a hot dog the other night. This past weekend, hot dog stand, Mobile, Alabama, I was getting a hot dog. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, there was a hot dog man downtown Mobile, Alabama, King Dog, hot dog. There was a couple of white folks was out there drunk. And some more other folk, a couple of black folk. They were drunk, come talking, trying to get me fired. I said, man, get away from me. Don't play with me. Hold on, y'all. So the guy came up to me, drunk, wanting to play, reaching out, hey, what up, man? You a big dude. I'm like, man, get away from me. Get away from me. I don't know you. I don't play. Don't come to me playing. You're drunk with, oh, man, I'm just trying to be friendly. I'm going to tell you one more time, and you're going to be getting up off the ground real soon. And they friend like, come on, man, come on, man, come on back, come on back. They knew. Man, the dude to play with. Don't play with me. Leave me alone.
Shit, there's Lydia.
Y'all go over there and have a good time. That's fine. Don't bother me with that feeling. I don't have time to play with grown folks. Now, if that man would have came to me talking about an opportunity, some business, some this, that, we can talk. All the other stuff, a grown man playing, drunk, out of his mind, don't play with me. Drunk or sober. If you ain't talking about business, getting money, if it ain't about the money, you can miss me with it. What we got to talk about? What y'all got to talk about? Life, you see what's going on around us in the world. You see what's happening. How many of y'all think y'all still got time to play?
Poor Lydia.
Y'all still got time to play? Y'all still got time to be worried about people who don't care about you? Y'all still got time to be worried about the opinion
Whoa,
of
that
the
was
sheep
close.
and you a lion?
That was real
Lions
close.
don't care about the opinion of the gazelle. They just eat them.
Fuck.
I don't think in the jungle a lion run a gazelle down and ask the gazelle, how you feel about me eating you? Is it okay if I eat you? That ain't happening. The lion don't care how the gazelle feel about it. He finna get ate. I'm the lion. You the lion. We don't care about the opinion of sheep. I wasted too many years of my life as a young lion caring about the opinion of what sheep were talking about, how they felt about me, what I should be doing. Ignore them. Ignore them. Only thing a lion do with sheep, gazelle, and what have you, them other lesser things, we eat them. That's all they are to us. That's life. Damn, big water and cold. That's life. I told y'all 1,000 times, you either the prey or the predator.
Fuck.
I'm breeding predators over here. A lot of y'all been prey too long when really you're supposed to be the predator. Y'all are lions that been getting ran around the jungle, like the lion on the Wizard of Oz. But now I'm the Wiz, the real one. I'm finna give y'all some courage. So you can be the lion that you're supposed to be. Instead of running from everything, a big old scary lion. For those who don't know the Wizard of Oz, we'll go to the Wizard of Oz. We had a lion on there with no courage, a scary lion. It just don't fit. And a lot of y'all are scary lions. When you're supposed to be,
Shit. She went up again. Holy shit.
That ain't gonna work.
Fuck.
You're in the right place.
Where is she? There
And the
she
way
is.
that a lot of y'all became
Oh my
scary
God.
lions,
There she is.
because you were listening to the sheep.
Oh, fuck that.
The sheep talked the lion into being scared of the sheep.
Oh.
Because the lion was supposed to listen to the sheep. No way.
Okay.
If a lion listens to a sheep, if a lion listens to the gazelle will talk the lion into not eating it. If the lion listens. If it ain't about the money, don't listen. If it ain't about something that and like I said, man, they did this. If it ain't about something that's gonna help you further advance your life, your career, your ideas, what have you. There's gotta be something positive in your life for them people to be there. There's gotta be something positive that they talking about that's gonna benefit you, or you need not listen to them. Don't waste no time talking to them. No friendship, no small talk. I don't do small talk. I don't do none of that. I was just 21 years old. Here I am 52 now. I'm telling you to fly by just like that. I wasted a lot of time with small talk, idle chatter, hanging out with folks that wasn't going nowhere. Hanging out with folks that couldn't teach me nothing. Hanging out with folks that couldn't give me nothing, couldn't help me to help myself. I ain't talking about give me nothing like, hey, give you help or give me, pour into me, ideas, or what have you. Teaching me stuff, how to better do what I'm doing. I spent too many years of my life wasted around people like that. Now I don't care who don't like me. If you ain't bringing something to the table, man or woman, ain't got to be no relationship, there's no woman. Anybody. I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm selfish. You need to be selfish. If they can't help you, get rid of them. Don't waste your time talking to them, because you might be 19, 20 right now. You'll be 50 before you know it. If you've been wasting your time around like the youngster from last week on the live was talking about his friend told me he worked too much. He ain't but 19 years old. You keep hanging around them sheep, young lion.
Almost got you. Fuck.
And you're going to believe him that you're working too much, and you're going to cut back on your hours. Next thing you know, you're going to be 50 years old, broke like this. Listen to this lion. The alpha lion. I'm telling you. In the jungle.
All right, Lydia. I think we got them all.
The other animals, elephants, giraffes, whatever, you might see them all congregated up together around the water hole, this, that, and the other. Other animals hang with each other. Lions only hang with lions. Go look at any wildlife documentary or whatever. You'll see other animals around each other. They'll congregate in the same little area. Nobody congregates around the lions but other lions. That's for a reason. Because the lions ain't rocking with nobody if it ain't food. The lions ain't rocking with nobody else unless it's somebody or something, which is another lion, because the only one that can match up with a lion is the lions. That's why lions, you don't see them congregating with, they always in their own pride by themselves. You don't see them hanging out with nobody else. But in the jungle, you might see other animals. They might not be like in a crowd together, but they'll be the same watering hole. When they see the lions come through, everybody take off. That's how you got to be. The people that ain't benefiting you, they need to take off. Lions hang with lions. Everybody else get ate. Get it, got it, good. If it ain't about the money, you can miss me with it. Bye.
I didn't even notice this. It's like right here. Where's the other bug? I don't see where they killed it. It must be around there somewhere. I love that big wart. Oh, did it again. There you go. See, when somebody tells you something that's politically incorrect or just not very politically convenient for the system, they put their ass on the line for you. Because they think it's so important. And that's good. What else we got? There's another Janus. I've already listened to this one. Let me listen to it again. J Era X Essex. He's in my archive. Been watching him for a while. He gave me a crank up. It kind of felt like what we would call psychic surgery.
Well,
you know, kind of.
Have you seen enough yet?
Not really.
Have you experienced enough yet to understand the shape that this planet is in right now?
Just
Do you
starting.
understand why I'm here? Do you understand why part of me is in Trump? When you look into Trump's eyes, you know you're going to see the same thing that's inside these eyes. He's a part of me. He's one of the focal points within me, and he's big enough to be in two bodies at the same time. That's why he was in both Reagan and his own Trump body at the same time. But he's cranked up with more of
I'm not
my
gonna
own
go
energy
fuck with
now.
that mammoth.
People say, "Oh, it was God that made him." Trump turned his head. Oh, bullshit! It sure as hell wasn't. It was me out of the body, the part of me out of the body. There's still a teeny spark left inside this body, which is just about to come out. When I say just about, I mean not before I finish this video, but I'm coming out now, finally. And while I've been getting myself out, all this other stuff has been put together. So people understand why everything that's going to happen, which a lot of people are going to call a tragedy, it's a blessing, it's creation's purge. I'm taking out all the abusers, destroying every last one of them. The people that have been tortured and over-abused, they need to go home and healing. Their bodies are going to drop dead, almost all of them. You'll see the body. If there's a whole lot of bodies, some of them need to be turned to dust. They're not going to have disease flying everywhere. The milder abusers, ones I'm not going to go out and just destroy the spirit within, because that's who all of us really are, not the body. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to go in them and just literally turn it, pull a spirit out and turn the body to powder. Well, I'm having a hard time. I had to make a list of talking points to try to get through this. It's me outside of the body talking through a dead piece of meat to give you this last video. The more aggressive abusers, I'm literally going to light on fire, create combustion inside the body, and you're going to watch them. Congress, all the rest of these idiots in all the different countries, they're going to, almost everyone in there is going to burn because they all suck. They're all abusers. So the harder abusers, the real bad ones, I'm going to literally levitate them and burn them in the air. The minions, the Anunnaki minions that were left here, and they're behind all this garbage going on right now. You're going to find them. They're going to be in a room. You're going to watch, is what I'm trying to say. They're going to be on one of my buddy Alan's small ships. They're only about 1.5 miles in diameter. And they'll be out in space, and you're going to watch them as I levitate all of them at the same time and burn them. But first you're going to see them all together. You're going to know who's been doing this to you.
The fuck happened to the bandit chief? I
No.
didn't kill him. I saw the body drop, but I don't know why.
I know most of you just heard about the earthquake in Japan. Believe it or not, that's to solidify Japan's main physical mass, because it's close to where that last quake was that I'm going to bust the land up. I told you this many years ago. I did videos on it. I gave you maps and drew directions and drew diagrams of how it happens. Here's what just came in from a couple days ago, I guess. Here's where the earthquake tremor was. And now take a look. Take a look at the videos I already presented to you, right? The diagrams where I showed you what's going to happen and how. Do you understand that what just occurred was just outside the lines where I'm actually going to tear stuff apart? Okinawa, the rest of it, they're all gone.
Oh shit! I'm like,
they're in Japan. They're talking about the possibility of a mega quake.
I need to go sell.
And
this
they've
stuff.
never ever said that before. They've never brought it up. They've never said there's a chance of a mega quake. This first time ever. That's going to be the earthquake that I create as soon as I'm out of here. And the waves that come towards Beijing, the largest waves, they're going to be between 1,000 and 1,400 feet tall. People say, this J guy's so full of crap. Well, you know, I've proven I'm not. I've proven I've done what no one's ever done before, which is to go into someone's brain and put some of my source energy in there and make them stronger. Change who they are, change their DNA. All this will be coming out after I'm gone. It's not about me, it's about everyone else. I'm just the thing that does it. There never was a God. There was the original first being that split itself into two, male and female, because it was going insane, being the only being alive. And it was 27.5% negative, so it had issues. And it just got worse from there. How do you have an all-powerful, all-loving, all-forgiving God that creates hell, has to deal with the devil, even though he created everything, so he must have created the devil, but if not, he's stronger than the devil because he's the most powerful thing, but yet there's this continuous fight between good and evil. It's all bullshit. All your religions are bullshit. The Mecca's been attacked, first by deadly heat, where people were dying. Literally, people died of stroke and heat stroke and everything else, and then you got hail, all kinds of crap. What do you think? The Muslim, that religion, it's full of shit. They all are, all of them. If there's no such thing as a God, you don't need one. You have each other. You have wonderful family, and I'm destroying all of it that's abusive, and it's gone forever. No more.
Ooh,
never.
Like that shield.
That'll never change. There'll never be any more.
26 verses.
That was all what happened, what the original first being did. That was their problem. They created that. And then you were controlled by their servants by going into your hypothalamus gland in your brain to believe it. A lot of Christians, a lot of other people that don't understand this yet, and you shouldn't. It's never been out there except when I started putting it out over a decade ago. I started putting it out. I started working in 2009, the end of 2009, 2010. I was working hard.
Trinkets, odds and ends.
With the quantitative electroencephalogram, I've proven to you what I can do. I've made others, children, the spirit inside these people were the offspring from Lily and I. I've made them strong enough by putting my own energy inside them, and they were already sourced where they could crank other people up. I haven't left anyone defenseless, but I'm taking out the trash. I've written books on this stuff, the creation series. Rune books and special runes to help you learn how to talk with your spirit guides, to help you through what's coming. And there's all these other people, those of you that are Christians and others that just have a belief that there is, you've always believed there's some kind of God. There's a gentleman named Timothy Palmer Jones in England, and he has over 100 of the original first being servants, they're the large angels. The angels were servants. If they did something good, they were angels. If they did something bad, then they'd show themselves as demons. But these particular ones have always been there just to do good. And they were just doing what they were told. All the angels were just doing what they were told. And if they didn't, they get beat up. Or deleted by the original ones. So he's going to help everyone understand what's going on. But anyway. I'm taking the animals, almost all of them. Not all of them, but almost. People who have pets and can take care of them, everything's going to be fine. But those that can't, they'll be given the help, or the animals will be taken home, maybe even them. It's all going to be fine, I'm telling you. Your spirit that's locked up inside a body. You're not a body. When I used to show up at different events and stuff in my red Chevy truck, people wouldn't say, "Hey, red Chevy truck, how you doing?" They'd said, "Hey, Jay," because I'm not the truck. I'm the spirit within. You have no idea how awesome you are. And the ones that aren't, I'm taking them out. I'm destroying all of them. Your CIA, FBI, NSA, all these three little groups, gone, dead, every last one of them. Destroyed, mutilated. It's going to be a whole lot of sparks going on inside those agencies. There's good people that work for them, but they're at the bottom. And they'll find new jobs doing what they're supposed to do. And the IRS, like I've said before, they'll be gone, but they'll be called something else. And then Trump will be, the Trump part of me is going to start handing out money. All the money from these large companies and all these other sick son of a bitches, I'm stealing every last bit of it. I'm taking it back. I'm not stealing it. And it's going to be given back to the people. There'll be people in every country that are given money through
that's too big.
New government, the ET hybrid government that's about to be created in days. Less than 6 years from now,
I don't like that.
all physical life is going to get shut down. I'm destroying it all. I'm pulling all spirit out of physical bodies. That's people, animals, plants, a few animals that'll be left, planets, stars, everything. The Fae. You're going to meet the Fae. You're ready for that. Mentors, centaurs. They're not going to be running down the street and everything, but you're going to see them. They're going to pop in and out. They have every right to be up here. They used to be. This guy Jay, he must be insane. Think whatever you want. I really don't give a damn. You're about to find out. Then what do you say? Nothing. You just keep going. But there's a reason why Trump didn't get hit, and there's no God. The original first being that claimed to be was your God, claimed to be your God, and claimed to be your devil. I finished killing that thing February 23rd, 2013. It was Aura outside of the body, me outside of the body. I gotta hurry, I can't do this anymore. I'm out of here. Finally got a way to get free. Finally there. Everything's set up. It's going to be hard as hell. In 2.5 months from now, you're going to be seeing a lot more ETs flying around, but 4.5 months from now, within 4.5 months from now, you're going to meet Alan, my buddy. Remember, Alan and I, we've met in person. We sat at the same table in bodies, okay? Most of what I've done is out of body. I'm no better than nothing else, but I am what I am. I serve and protect, and I'm finally big enough and strong enough to have done it, and so I'm finishing now. As soon as I get out of the body, I finish taking care of everything. There's also, besides the Beijing, North Korea tsunami, I'm creating I'm also breaking the Pacific Plate. I forget what you call it, don't care. I'm breaking it into two halves, northern and southern, with an earthquake that goes from the California coast down to Australia. The Golden Coast of Australia is where it goes, that area. No. There's more I really needed to tell you, but that's okay. You'll just see it.
Why does she take forever to follow me?
I proved to you that I could do what I said when it came with the use of the quantitative electroencephalograms mapping out brain energy. Now I'm going to prove to you physically this whole planet, and I'm doing this all throughout creation, but just here on this planet first, once I'm free, which is very fast now. It's happening. You'll have your proof. There's no God doing this. There never was a God. There was original first being, male and female. And they're dead. Long time. All the other problems are dead, except for a couple little raindrops from the cloud, and I'll take care of that the moment I'm out. Which is about to happen. Remember, less than 6 years from now, all spirit is taken out of physical bodies. That's it. No more, never again. No more physical lives. They're all abusive. So those of you that have been waiting, you're done waiting. Want to see what the hell I really am? Watch.
All right, so we're at an hour and 16 minutes. I'm going to stop the video and we'll listen to something else. This is how I used to learn about what would go on out there and put all these testimonies together. And there's just so many things you can listen to on the internet. I mean, Jay is talking about stuff that's like so high level, nobody's really qualified to talk about it. I mean, even if somebody that claims to remember their past lives and have partially or fully ascended, it's just another spirit to Jay. It's just another spirit out there floating around, another fish in the fishbowl that he fully encompasses. So, it's an interesting perspective. And, in the end, he said that he's going to go in there and put the big hammer down, and anybody who doesn't do what they're told to do will get the hammer, and that's it. So he's talking about the power players that are at the highest levels of this creation. So when you listen to Jay, you listen to somebody who's tired of all the bullshit abuse and is tired of being stuck in a body. He just wants to go over there and do the business. But he's not going to dishonorably kill himself to go do the job. You just wait, and that'll be it. That's why we're still struggling now in this world, but we are still alive. We're still here. We're still making it. People are just panicking because of the media. Like, yeah, if you have to live out of your car to save the money to exist, then that's pretty bad. I've done it twice. One, two, I think twice, or no, 3 times already, I believe. Twice when I was a kid, we lived out of a vehicle, or was it once? Once when I was a kid, we lived out of a vehicle, a Ford LTD, and then later on I ran away and I slept on the street for a while. Didn't really talk to anybody, just kept to myself. And then the last one was when they put me in Bexar County Jail. They released me after they got a bunch of money and ruined me and my mom. And then after that, I was homeless because they took action to kick me out of my apartment, and I couldn't contest it. So they got their judgment and kicked me out. They stole a bunch of stuff that I had by probably throwing it out. Like I bought brand new cat food. They took a whole brand new bag of cat food and they vacated the apartment. They renovated the apartment. They got me out of there. And that's all they cared about. They had wanted me out of that apartment beforehand. They raised the rent to like $900. And they basically didn't care. You know, they just, you look like a problem. We want you out. And that's it. So, there you go. Yeah. Life's unfair. The whole system is unfair. It's cruel. It's there for liars and thieves and people that don't have a soul or a conscience. They're the ones that get facilitated. Everybody else, you better have a powerful spirit behind you if you expect to survive. Anyway, I'm over here. See, this stuff is so high level, you just don't want to...
Skyrim for the Nords types? That's just what... If that's what you really believe, then you're a fool. Never had much patience for fools. Myself. They call me a war hero. I'm no hero. Just a soldier who didn't want to die.
You and a lot of other people, brother. Anyway. Oh. So, I'm going to stop the video here. We're at 1 hour and 20 minutes and went a little long. And I'll see if there's anything else we can listen to. Like I said, this is what I do. I listen to stuff. And later on in the future, I have personal plans to make money. I already proved to myself I can do it. I just need to get the money over there. I just don't have a lot right now. But I'm telling you, I can start with like $50 or $100 and start building that wealth. It's really simple. It's not that hard. You just got to watch what you're doing. Be smart about it, and thankful, So anyway, thanks for watching.